Hi peeps, Second here. Today I'm going through all the good swords for Jean and how to exactly build them with the artifacts that you have been given. These builds have been thought out for Abyss Spiral. This is because in adventuring there isn't that hard of stuff to explore that you would need different builds for it. Of course these works on adventuring as well. They pretty much go hand in hand. I have gotten so many comments to my recent videos that goes something like, what's good sword, I'm not lucky as you to have Aquila Favonia, etc, etc. But no problem, 4-star swords have lower base attack, but some of them even have better passive and secondary stat than my 5-star weapon has. 4-star weapons are really important in Genshin Impact if you build them with the right artifacts. Even though I have Jean, Venti, couple of 5-star weapons, I am completely free to play. So I know exactly what struggle you guys are going through at the moment. At least I can provide you guys some good base setups with some of these swords for Jean. If you guys like the video, I will do this whole thing again with Razor and some of other characters as well. But for now, let's stick to Jean. And please don't mind about the background. It's literally me trying to go over the floor 8 and trying to get 3 stars on it. But it's freaking hard. So something about artifacts real quick before we jump into the builds. There are 5 different types of artifacts. You know, the flower, feather, goblet, hat, and the last one is some weird thing, I don't even know, it's freaking sundial or something. Never mind that. The point is that the flower and feather always has fixed main stat on them. The flower always has HP, and the feather always has flat attack. I don't know how to pronounce feather. Okay. The other 3 can vary from a lot of stats, but basically what you always want is attack percentage. Is always the safest bet. If there is something that you really want to go and get rid of that attack percentage and go for example crit rate, it's fine. Just keep it minimum, like always have 2 attack percentage and 1 maybe crit damage or crit attack. Not crit attack, I mean crit damage or crit rate. Then there is 4 substats on the artifact. The substats cannot change. If there is flat attack, example, crit damage, crit rate and let's say HP percentage, they cannot change. Whatever you do, they cannot change. They can grow or get a new substat, always up to 4 substats, but they cannot change. This is why streamers are always talking about substats and that they have so-called guard rolls or offensive lines in them. Let's get to the builds. Firstly, I want to get rid of Aquila Favonia's build. If you guys have that, many people don't, but I'm not really going to go deep with this build. With Aquila Favonia, you want to go with martial artist legendary set. Now, how you get martial artist legendary set? Good question. I haven't seen those around anywhere, but they exist. You can't farm them anywhere, so this is pretty pay-to-win build. I literally don't know where to get them, but that's really like martial artist. If you can get it from somewhere, it's probably from after AR-45 from the bosses, like the normal bosses or something, I don't know. But it exists, so maybe we'll get that later or something, I don't know. But if you don't want to, let's say, have wait for legendary martial artist set, you can go gladiator set, 4 set, that's pay to win things. You know, farm the bosses, you get legendary sets from them. And maybe Viridescent set. Not the 4 set, because 4 set is probably bugged right now, because the 60% swirl isn't giving that much of effect, but I mean the Anemo set I'm talking about, but yeah. Go for Gladiator 4 set with Aquila Favonia. It doesn't give charge attack damage, but whatever, hey. It's something, you know. If you can get like Sojourners or what's the other, Braveheart or something like that with Legendary, go for them. 2 set on them, like attack percentage on 2 set and attack percentage on another 2 set. Now for the 4-star weapons, let's start with Prototype Rancour. Because this sword is like Aquila Favonia, I would prefer to go for Martial Artist set. Martial Artist set gives charge attack damage, and you can stack with the passive of Prototype Rancour, and it deals a lot of damage. You literally go for attack percentage for the 3 artifacts that I mentioned earlier, and if you get crit damage or crit rate, like for the main stat, keep those in your inventory. You can try to juggle between them and see what is best for you and your build. Like what do you need, for example, if you have like under 10% crit rate, maybe you want to see and test out the crit rate main stat, level up that one and go for higher. But if you are looking for 4-star weapons, you might not be a pay-to-win player, or you might be free to play. You can farm martial artist sets, the purple ones in dungeon. That's really good starter for you. Don't use the charge attack on little monsters though, they are going to float in the air, so basically just charge attack, spam charge attack on every big monster you have on the upper spiral. Next up is the flute. The flute is really good 4-star weapon, mostly because of its passive stat attack percentage. The attack percentage makes it almost like 5-star base attack sword, so you aren't getting behind on flat attack on your sword. With this, you simply want to go full legendary glad 4-piece, not full legendary, sorry. You simply want to go for legendary gladiator 2-piece set and Viridescent legendary 2 set. The last artifact can be a throwaway and can be basically anything as long as it's attack percent on main stat artifact. Now why you want to go Viridescent? Viridescent, I mean, Viridescent is an Anemo set, by the way, if you didn't know. Sure, I mean, you can go full Gladiator set as well, although it's much harder and your charge damage doesn't get higher. Gladiator set only affects to your normal attacks, not charge attacks. Why Glad 2 set then? Well, it's literally the most easiest of them to get as legendary, because you have done these bosses like the wolf, the dragon, you might already have attack percentage gladiator piece with attack percentage. You want to keep those for sure, because the main stat is on the 3 artifacts. If we don't count flower and feather, they are random. The main stats are random, so attack percentage always on those 3 pieces is the safest bet on you. So you might have that already, legendary version. So it's quite easy to get. You get like 2 attempts on these bosses per week. Now, you can go, sure, I mean you can go for full gladiator set as well, but it's really just harder and the charge damage doesn't get higher. And gladiator set only affects to your normal attacks, not charge attacks, so yeah. Why Viridescent 2 set is simply because you can farm the legendary versions of it in the dungeon after AR 40 at pretty decent drop rate. You get them here and there. So legendary sets aren't in like behind a paywall or anything like that. You can get them in pretty decent drop rate. And why do you want to go for legendary set? It's of course because the artifact piece goes from max level 16 to max 20 and the base stat is always higher on legendary. Also the substats maybe are higher as well. Yeah, I think so. So you really want the legendary sets always. But those were the 3 weapons that you want to have on Jean. Firstly, you probably don't get the Aquila Favonia anymore. There's no banner for it. Don't try to get it from the banner, like the weapon banner or anything like that. You won't probably get it. If you're free to play like me, well, I got it, but it was from banner. I don't think that there's so slight chance. I don't want you guys to go and just go full on gacha and lose money to this game because I don't think it's worth it. But hey, it's your money. You do what you do. But I don't want to promote like gambling or anything like that. I just want to show you guys builds that work, even if you don't have the money or you don't throw money at the game to do it. I have a few honorable mentions, and these are Sacrificial Sword and Harbinger of Dawn sword. These swords didn't make quite on the list for a few reasons. Sacrificial Sword has energy recharge substat. That's really not what you want on Jean. Maybe if you want to go for Jean, like as in support Jean, maybe that. But I am showing guys builds that are for Jean DPS only. Sacrificial Sword is really good because of its passive, but the substat is so lacking that it's like, I don't know. But if you can get this sword to refinement level 5 somehow, then go for it, because the passive here is so nice. The passive resets Jean's E ability or the elemental skill, and it has like 14-second internal cooldown if I remember correctly. And Harbinger of Dawn looks good at paper, but base attack on 3-star swords are pretty rubbish. This sword of course needs to be max refined always. Well, it's 3-star sword, so you probably have it already. And you want to build crit damage build on the Jean for this to work, because you always have like 90% more HP on Jean, and you will get the passive effect, sure, and the crit damage on the sword is really good. But it's still 3-star sword, so you're lacking behind on attack so hard. You don't have that much flat attack. And when you don't have flat attack, then when you have this attack percentage, let's say as attack percentage artifacts, you don't really get that much attack on like in total. You don't get that much attack, because if let's say you have 200 attack percentage, 200 attack, and let's say you have 400 attack, flat attacks. So let's do the math. If you have, let's say 100% attack more on your artifacts, that means that you're getting 200 more attack when you have 200 flat attack. So in total of 400. But if you have 400 flat attack and you have those 100% attacks on your artifacts, then it's 800 attack. So it ramps up if you have flat attack on your sword. So basically, I don't really like 3-star swords. Nah, they are not that good. I only use Aquila Favonia instead of like Flute or Prototype Rancuris, like, because the flat attack on 5-star swords are really good. That's why this game starts to get like a little bit pay to win and shit like that, but hey, it's a gacha game, what you gonna do? But yeah, this has been second. If you want these kinds of guides, I have, like, this is my first scripted guide, so it might have been better, it might have not been better. I mean, you leave the comment below if this was better. If you have watched my videos, I haven't done scripted things before. Hopefully this is good enough for you. But yeah, if you want these kinds of videos for another character, like for other characters, like Razor or let's say Bennett, Barbara, Noel, things like this, just hit me up. Say something to the comment section and subscribe and like the video, and I will do them. I will, for certain, I will do it for Razor, because Razor is the god tier 4 star character. Yeah, this has been Second. Please comment, please subscribe, please like the video if you liked it. Have a nice one. See ya.